We are live, ma'am.
Okay. Shall we begin?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Shipra, and I'm a first-year FPM scholar, and I welcome you all to the FPM webinar today as we explore the exciting world of research at IMT Ghaziabad. During this webinar, we will be discussing various aspects of our FPM program, including the application process, the research proposal, the expectations of a doctoral student, and other FPM-related queries. Now, before we begin, let me take the opportunity to introduce the panel members. We have on board our two eminent academicians. They will be sharing their valuable insights, knowledge, and experiences to help you unravel the FPM journey. We have Professor Gunjan Malhotra. She is an Associate Professor of Operations Management. She is our FPM chairperson, and she has over 14 years of experience in teaching, research, and consultancy. She is a passionate researcher in the field of supply chain management, quantitative methods, retail operations, decision sciences, and other related areas. She has authored textbooks, research-based books, book chapters, cases, along with a number of research publications in highly rated international journals. We are honored to have you on board, ma'am. We also have Professor Rakesh Singh. He is a professor of marketing with a forte in sales and distribution management. He is our FPM co-chair, and he is also the Associate Dean Research at IMT Ghaziabad. With a prolific industry and academic experience of over 30 years, Professor Singh brings in a blend of expertise grounded in the field, managerial practices, training, and academic research. His research interests include digital transformation of sales organization, sales force productivity, self-leading sales team, ethical and responsible selling. He has also authored several book chapters, cases, along with numerous research articles that are published in high-impact international scholarly outlets. We are truly honored to have you with us, sir.
Thank you.
And we have here Mr. Subham Gupta, who is a budding researcher currently in the second year. He will help us navigate through this process. Now, we encourage our participants to make best use of this interaction by putting in relevant queries regarding the FPM program at IMT Ghaziabad in the chat box. Now, I hand it over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Shipra. And thank you, Shubham, for being here. Shipra is a first-year scholar as of now, and Shubham is a second-year scholar with us. And both of them are doing well in their own streams. Shubham belongs to a marketing area, and Shipra belongs to an HROD area. So these two scholars are here to help you understand the life process, or the processes at IMT and the life at IMT, right? And going forward, let me just show you the PPT which we have prepared for any queries in case you have. So please let me know if my PPT is visible.
Yes,
okay. All right. So since my PPT is visible, let's move on. So today we are here to understand the journey of a fellow program in management at IMT Ghaziabad. We at IMT Ghaziabad are a fully residential doctoral program. So for the next 4 years, you need to be committed to stay in the campus, work with the students, academicians, researchers, teachers, and develop yourself as a true researcher and a prospective good teacher in future. So here we actually look forward to people who are inclined towards academics as a career. So if you think that academics is your forte, you are welcome to join IMT Ghaziabad. We also have this program for the industry and the government and the social sector people also who have an inclination to do research. So in the next 4 years, your 2 years is included into a coursework. We have, after the finishing of your coursework, you enter into a comprehensive examination journey. In this journey, you are given a choice of the topics that you actually look into, and you have been given an ample time to discuss with the members of the comprehensive examination team. Thereafter, once you clear the comprehensive examination, you proceed with your thesis work. Before that, you need to have your TAC members in place. So we have encouraged scholars to have 3 TAC members. In this, one is the TAC chair. with whom you are going to closely work on a research topic of a mutual interest between the TAC members and the scholar. And we give a very attractive stipend on a monthly basis. It's around 60,000 INR, to support you with all the kind of research that you would like to go ahead with. Going forward, when you are applying to IMT Ghaziabad, we have a rigorous selection process. We believe in quality of the students. We believe in the quality of the scholars having a good insight of doing a research. You require any one of the qualification process, going with CAT, GMAT, GRE, GATE, UGC, NET, etc. Even if you have any one of them with a good score, you can always apply to IMT Ghaziabad. Going forward, we would want you that in your admission application to IMT Ghaziabad for an FPM program, we would encourage you all to submit a research proposal, which should be of 5,000 words. And that can be any area of interest that you really want to work into. Thereafter, the research proposal that you submit is shared with the area where you have shown interest. The area members and the FPM committee members at IMT Ghaziabad go through your research proposal to understand your insights of doing research and your motivation for doing that particular research. And once you are shortlisted, we invite you for the interview processes at IMT Ghaziabad, which is of 2 rounds. First round is the area level, and the second round is the FPM committee level. Here we try to understand your motivation and insights of doing a research, and we would like to understand the research proposal that you have submitted and what is your motivation for that particular research. Going forward, when we are talking about a research proposal, we are looking for a few very important concepts in a research proposal. First is, why this research proposal? So what excites you? Why you have proposed such a research proposal, and what kind of objectives or the research gaps you have identified in this particular research proposal. We need to understand that. Also, your written communication skills. That means we would be encouraging candidates not to have any plagiarism in the report that is being submitted. Also, we would encourage a proper grammar into this particular research proposal. So before you submit a research proposal, please be doubly sure that there is no plagiarism in this research proposal, and also the communication is clear and precise, so that everybody can understand it without any grammatical errors. Going forward, when we are talking about the research proposal, generally the FPM candidates are always looking at what should be written in a research proposal and how should I prepare a research proposal. So for going forward with this, the first thing that we have in our mind is the title. Your title should be able to capture what your objective is. So clearly focus on writing a good title for your research proposal, but that would come once you have finished writing your research proposal. So try to have less number of, max words into it, maximum around 20 words of having a title, but it should be eye-catching. It should be clearly showing the objective that you are going to do your research with. Second, we are going to have this problem statement. So what is the idea? How did you identify this idea? What is the literature review? In the last few years, what are the learners, academicians, researchers talking about this particular problem? And then what is the gap that you have identified in this particular problem? So it is very important that you are talking about a relevant topic with the current times and trying to find out any relevant solution for that particular topic. So you need to contextualize your research in terms of the theory that you are using, in terms of the literatures that you are going to study. And from there, your research objective should be driven. The research questions that you are going to formulate, and research questions should be very understandable, like what, how you're going to do those kind of things. And most importantly, why are you doing this research? That's very important to understand. And all this needs to drive from the literature review that you're going to talk about. Going forward, we also want you to describe the theory and do a lot of literature review for hypothesis formulation. So what is the theory which is relevant in your current areas, how we are going to use that theory into the perspectives, and how you are going to identify the gaps and saying that, yes, based on this literature, based on these gaps, this is what I propose to do. So you formulate your hypothesis and you proceed with the methodology that has to go with the research. When we're talking about research methodology, it needs to derive from the earlier literature text that you have studied, and what is that new that you're going to bring into it. Of course, the methodology would remain the same, as in what kind of a data types you have and what tentative methods that you can use into it. Are you planning to use a qualitative method in your research, or you're planning to use a quantitative method? If qualitative, what kind of qualitative? If quantitative, what kind of quantitative? That all depends upon how you have collected your data. This data that you have collected can, of course, be a primary data or a secondary data. So you can have different kind of variations in what you want to do. So you need to be very clear in your thought process. And then, of course, what is that you are going to get out of doing this research? Whom are you going to impact because of the research that you want to do? How you're going to impact the industry, how you're going to impact the society, how you're going to impact the managers, you're going to have the theory development for the academicians in future, how the relevant theory that you have selected is going to have a contribution in this complete area of your interest, and how people, academicians, researchers, industry people are going to benefit out of your research. So whenever we are writing a research proposal, it's not only for the academicians, it's also for the industry perspectives. So this is very important to keep in your mind while writing a research proposal. You are preparing it for whom and what is that you have identified, and how you are going to solve that particular problem prevalent in that particular industry. In the end, we would encourage candidates to actually talk about the references. So from where you have collected this data is very, very important. What journals you have referred to, what are the key authors in that particular area of interest that you are working on with. All that needs to be updated and referred into these references. You can also refer to certain magazines or certain newspapers for this, but then you need to be very categorically correct in mentioning that information. Though we focus more on the journal articles, and we would encourage you to pick up a particular format, either an APA format of writing a references or a Harvard reference. Whatever format you pick up, it has to be consistent throughout your research proposal. Please do not mix 2-3 different methods in writing your references. So with this is what we require, a 5,000 words write-up from your side to understand your keen interest towards research and the topic that you have identified. For this, when we are doing a research, we also provide a research culture from the IMT side. And this is very, very important because we need to set a stage for your career in academia, which will begin with the journey of FPM. And for this, we encourage, the culture of mixed courses, interdisciplinary research. We also focus on, future collaborations, which you might have with your senior FPM scholars at IMT or with your friends outside IMT, or you can also work with the faculty members of IMT Ghaziabad. We have the best minds over here, and our research faculty are totally into helping our students with whatever queries, questions they might be having. So it is a continuous journey. The moment you start an FPM program, your journey to research begins. And we also have a culture of promoting our scholars for attending various national and international conferences. Institute provides funding to the scholars to attend conferences. Once we understand that, yes, your research articles is being up to the mark and can be presented in a conference. So once you're ready with that, IMT provides the complete support to the scholars to attend national, international conferences as well. And we also give you hands-on experiences on different new technologies that is available in the markets. So you talk about sentimental analysis, you talk about text analysis, structural equation modeling, or you talk about Python or R softwares, and etc. So whatever you want to learn, IMT is going to provide you a support in that particular journey of your process of learning any tools or techniques that you are actually inclined towards. So for this, we have our enriched library, which provides a lot of e-journals, case collections are also there. We have journals based on, different A, B, D, C level journal articles we have FT50 article journals that we have, so that in every step of your research journey, we are able to groom you as a better researcher, as a better reader, as a better academician. The case collections that we have will help you to become a better teacher in the classrooms. We also have magazines, newspapers, books, all industry reports. We have CMI databases, ProS. We have all the journals which will help you to develop as a keen researcher in the future. Along with that, we also have an academic writing tools to help you check your grammars and so on. And we would also encourage, scholars, prospective scholars, I would say, to actually check their plagiarism before they submit their research proposals. So we have all the softwares to check all these different concepts. So we have all these remote libraries is also available to help you all with the processes wherever you are once you join IMT Ghaziabad. So we provide this, research culture is also for the kind of workshops that we have. We have the webinars, we have the development programs at IMT Ghaziabad, which are actually doing the networking with the different B schools across the world, international forums, and we try to network and bring our scholars to a particular process, and we encourage them to participate in all these networking processes through conferences and through the seminars and webinars which are being organized by IMT Ghaziabad. And we also encourage doctoral scholars to attend different webinars or workshops across India. You can see that the research output of our faculty members and the FPM scholars is very, encouraging, and it further motivates you to actually do a good research. So you can see that we have around, in the last 4 years, if you see, we have ABDC publications, Scopus, Web of Science. So all platforms are available to you for your publication, provided you have a clear idea of doing a research. When we look at the case publications, our faculty members at IMT Ghaziabad are well equipped with using case study teaching pedagogy. And this is also with respect to different cases being procured from the world-renowned repository and Ivy cases, Harvard, and so on. All these are there. Going forward, we also have, sometimes the scholars are having a question in their mind, why should I do an FPM and what kind of career opportunities I will be having in future? When we are looking at these kind of things, we have a rigorous methods to make you practice research in the business. So for that, we would encourage you to look at careers within IMT, outside IMT, as an academician, as a consultant in the organizations, wherever the business problems or challenges are there, you can try to solve those challenges having a research mindset. We also have these career opportunities when we are talking about, you can also apply for a faculty positions outside India, and you can also become a industry consultant, research and development cell, and so on. So you can also be an entrepreneur if your interest lies in that particular domain. And with this, the journey of FPM begins with just writing your research proposal. And thereafter, once we refine your research proposals, you get the feedback, you will be able to become a better researcher in future. And IMT endeavors to do that. Thank you very much for listening patiently. Now I think we can ask questions from the scholars if there's any. I'll just stop this. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. And any questions or anything that I have not mentioned in the PPT or in the presentation, you can ask questions on that also. Right? Yes, please.
All right. We have 2-3 questions. So first one is from Nimesh Singhal, who is asking, does having a PGDM diploma from IMT CDL along with master's degree in commerce and UGC net score benefit me in this program?
He's already having a PhD degree from
master's degree in commerce.
Of course, yes. If you have an interest in doing a research and you can identify any industry problem and you think that you can do it with the help of the research insights and you can develop it further, I think you can always try looking for an FPM program which is equivalent to a PhD program, because we are a private institute, so we call it an FPM program. So yes, you can of course do it, and the rest I think depends upon your futuristic goals that you have. Sir, would you like to add something to this? Yeah.
Shubham, what exactly is the question, please?
So basically he's asking that he has a PGDM diploma degree and a degree in commerce and UGC net score. So okay, does it kind of benefit that person in this program?
I just wanted to be clear on that part, that it does not really create any preference for the candidate that he has done something at IMT CDL, but yes, with a master's in management, I'm assuming that it's a master's course that he has done, and in any case he has an MCOM which meets our eligibility criteria, and with a required NET score, he should be in a position to apply for a fellow program. And the key things that Mr. Singhal needs to possibly focus on is that carefully go through the eligibility criteria and see that he meets all of those criteria. And second, as Professor Gunjan kind of emphasized on, that write a nice initial research proposal. So to kind of showcase his intention or his intent to do a good quality work. So that is very important part of the overall application pack. So with these two, I think he should be fine in the application process. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. Next question is from Shravani Mukherjee. She is asking, how many papers do a scholar need to publish during these 4 years, and in which category journals?
As of now, we are encouraging scholars to publish minimum 2 research articles in A and above category of journals. In ABDC, A or A star journals is what we are looking at.
So next question is is there a relaxation in GMAT if one has relevant years of experience? And also the procedure for admission on industry person similar to the one without that?
So industry person, I couldn't really. So what exactly is written as a question?
If a person has industry experience, does he or she get any kind of relaxation in GMAT score? And the process is same for industry person?
No, process is same. So the application process is same irrespective of the candidate's background, because we are essentially looking at the candidate as somebody who is going to get into this program, develop himself or herself as a good researcher. So that's the kind of so we are kind of background agnostic in that sense. So because we would be happy looking at even somebody who is masters in science or masters in arts or masters in management or commerce, with industry experience, without industry experience, that's okay. I mean, they can all apply here with required eligibility scores, of course.
Also, whether he or she will get any kind of relaxation if they have experience?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, as of now, we don't have it.
No.
Also, the question is again from the same person that when can he give the GMAT test? In this June, if it is possible?
Yeah, I think so. Last time I think it's possible. You can check with the admissions office for that.
All right, we have another question. So basically, she wants to know more about the type of accommodation provided by the institute, and are there single rooms provided, or there is any provision for married candidates?
Vipra can be the best person to respond to that. Yeah.
Like I would like to assure the participant, please do not worry about the accommodation. You will be provided single rooms, or if you prefer double rooms are also available. Then mess is by far, out of my experience, is the best mess I've ever had up till now. I mean, when I compare with my UG and PG. And for married candidates, I suppose they don't provide any accommodation for married candidates. So it's only for the person who is doing the FPM program.
Thank you. Next question we have is from Nimesh Singhal. So he's asking whether is there any support that a person or applying candidate can expect in preparation of research proposal before enrolling in this program?
So see, candidate's name is Mr. Nimesh, right?
Nimesh Singhal.
Nimesh, yeah. So let me just address Mr. Nimesh. See, when you are making the research proposal, that is your individual effort that you have to have. So it's not a great idea to actually seek support. You can seek some guidance from people whom you know, and to understand the structure of a research proposal, because remember, this is not your final research proposal that you are sending with the application pack. This is just a initial research idea that you have. It can always happen that you may not work in that area at all later, right? So we want to be sure that as someone who is applying into a doctoral level program has that kind of interest, has that kind of tenacity to put effort into putting this research proposal together. Okay, so I would suggest that, and as we explained this whole thing by my colleague, that how do you structure the research proposal? You can follow that. A little more detail is available on the website also, on where you apply. The process and everything is explained. So the key thing is that think about some kind of guidance that you want to get in putting up, not really a support in that sense. Yeah.
And you can also refer to the FPM brochure that we have it in our website.
Exactly.
It will give you more clarity on the topics.
Absolutely.
We have another question. So the person is asking whether research in agriculture under the operations management, whether it is okay within the institute or not.
Let me answer this question and give a little broad perspective about. You see, agriculture is just one sector that you are talking about, but think about agriculture from the perspective of business. So the moment you convert agriculture into agribusiness, then there are all kind of applications of different functions of management comes into play. So be it marketing, be it operations, be it even finance. So all of that will be there. So it's absolutely fine for a candidate to think about, and I'm assuming here that maybe the person has some kind of a agriculture education background. That's perfectly all right. I mean, we would certainly say, for example, I'm again expanding it. Say, for example, it can happen that we have some computer science person wanting to do a PhD in information systems at IMT Ghaziabad, right? So that is a possibility. They can always work with the IT analytics area and do their doctoral program. So that's a yes, of course.
All right, thank you. Next question we have is from Vijay Banerjee. So he's asking for business analytics specializations. What are the courses taught and the overall structure of the first 2 years of the FPM program?
So
for business analytics.
Yeah, exactly. So good that this question came up. So I actually wanted to also explain the participants here that how this whole thing is structured. You see, the first 2 years, what we call as coursework in this program. So there is a coursework component, which is 2 years. Now, this 2 year is divided into part 1 and part 2, your first year and second year. First year, the candidates spend time on doing some courses, which are like core business management courses. Now, for an IT analytics candidate, the area will decide what are the kind of courses that the candidate must do in the year 1. Along with that, the candidate will do research related courses, basically on methods, on techniques, right? So that would kind of wrap up the first year learning. Then, as the candidate moves to second year, the second year is all about doing seminar courses, or let's put it simply, doctoral level courses from that area. So then the candidate is getting deeper into his area, which is, let's say in this case, is the IT analytics area, where the courses are, it's not like a fixed bouquet of courses. It could also happen that the candidate has a specific requirement and a course could be offered by the area for the candidate. All right. So we are flexible in that sense. So the second year, the candidate is going through those doctoral courses, which is in a way preparing him now to get deeper into the research area that he has selected, and accordingly then he has to prepare, or he has to get ready for his comprehensive exam. Now, the comprehensive exam is not just an exam of what he has learned through the doctoral courses, but it's also about looking at the candidate's readiness now to start working as an independent researcher. That is where the coursework ends, year 2. Now, when you move to year 3 is the time when you are actually an independent researcher working under guidance of a thesis advisory committee. So there is a thesis advisory committee chair, and then there are members of that committee who are now guiding, mentoring, and monitoring the candidate's progress as candidate moves from research proposal. So he creates research proposal, a detailed one, which he presents to his committee, and then the committee clears it, and then it is presented to the faculty body, which gives a clearance that, okay, this research proposal is accepted, and now the candidate can actually go out and collect data and start working on the thesis. So that is how you finally work on your thesis, and under the guidance of committee, and you complete your fellow program. So that's how this whole thing is structured. So one thing I also wanted to say, because many people possibly are they compare university PhD program with a fellow program and all of that. So I just want to sort of reiterate this, that look, FPM is a very well structured program, and and it follows some very logical steps, which allows you to develop yourself in a gradual manner. So you learn step by step, and you do that fast. So it's only normal for a student to look back and say that, oh, in 2 years' time, I have come a long way. I have done really, really good, right? So think of a possibility of maybe becoming a published author in your year 3. That's a real good possibility. Now, why and how does that happen? It happens because when you are a motivated students, there are a group of faculty across areas who are always willing to support a doctoral student. So whether it is in terms of giving a friendly review, whether it is in terms of having a general discussion about a topic, so you could be possibly reaching out to any faculty of your choice and requesting for an appointment and finding time with the faculty and get that. So that is what makes IMT's FPM program a strong program, because we are eager, we are willing, we are kind of invested to build scholars through this program. That's what we want to do. So rest assured about everything, about the courses, about the support, about the mentorship. Be assured about that.
All right. Thank you, sir. So the next question is we have, so basically she is a mother of 7-year-old kid. So she is asking whether the married person family can visit the campus, or is there any kind of guest house facility where they can stay for a few days?
As of now, we don't have any facility for the partners to visit. So it is only for the scholar itself.
See, I just wanted to add to that. What we are saying is that we do not have family accommodations on campus, right? So but say, for example, if a student is really kind of willing to make adjustments in his or her family life, and wants to meet his family or her family once in a while, so all that is possible, right? But on campus we cannot make it possible. So that's what it is.
Yeah, accommodation cannot be provided to them.
Yeah.
All right, we have next question from Nimesh Singhal again. So how many leaves and holidays will we get in a year during this program?
These are the kind of questions you want to ask after you have gone through the application process, right? So leaves and holidays are aligned with the institute's rules, okay? And because you can imagine that we are thinking about packing so many things in 4 years' time. So clearly, we shouldn't be looking at a scope of long vacations here.
We have a kind of request from a candidate. Is that date can be extended for 2-3 days?
Which date?
Which date?
Application date.
Okay, that we will have to basically put it on to admissions department. We do not know at this point of time, but if they can possibly do it, they will.
All right. So again, there is a question on, I think, leave policy. So Shravani is basically asking whether candidates can go home on weekends if they live nearby.
Yes. Weekends they can go back if they want to. But ideally speaking, FPM scholars should be in the campus. And also one more thing, they cannot be allowed every weekend because we also have classes in the weekends. Sometimes the courses or some activities are planned during the weekends. So that cannot be generalized as, yes, every weekend you can go. So we do not encourage that.
Next question we have is on what are the pointers that a faculty looks for in a good research proposal?
Okay, let me answer that. So when the person says faculty, I'm assuming he's talking about the selection committee. Okay, so the selection committee, when they are evaluating your research proposal, they are essentially looking at that how much effort that you have really put into curating that proposal, curating that document. So that is very important. Number one. Number two, that did you try to go into depth? Say, for example, we have seen research proposals which will be kind of void of any academic article references. Now, that we certainly do not expect. We expect that the student would at least go to Google Scholar, check few articles, read something about what is the current status of literature, and integrate these into their research proposal. So what we are essentially looking at some level of academic orientation that reflects in the research proposal. That's what we look forward to. And of course, there are certain hygiene things that you need to be very careful about, that it should not be a copy-paste job. So plagiarism and all that is a strict no-no. So if you do that, it's a put-off. So committee will say, oh, then it's very difficult to look at this. So be careful. Don't do any such thing which could land up in plagiarism check. Read up material on the topic that you are planning to build your research proposal on. Integrate that. Talk about what are the current status of knowledge in this area. What is it that people are talking about that we need to know more, therefore highlighting the gap? When you read some papers, you will also know, therefore, what kind of research methods can be deployed. Make use of those to say that, okay, this is how I am going to. Nobody is going to ask you that, do you know how to run structural equation modeling? No, we don't expect you to know that, because that is what we are going to teach you. But we certainly want you to know that, oh, these are the kind of methods which are available.
Thank you, Professor, for your insightful answer. So next question we have is, why does IMT Ghaziabad is not providing a PhD degree?
Oh, PhD degree? Okay. This is a technical thing, and I should explain this. You see, PhD is something which a university can offer. IMT Ghaziabad, as an institution, we are an AICTE approved institution, and therefore, AICTE has, for an institution like us, they have this fellow program in management. And if you kind of want to draw a parallel with certain institutes like us, say, for example, XLRI, MDI, they all have FPM. Now, earlier, even the IMs also had FPM. But 2 years ago, they got a special status. Now they're like deemed university. So now they have started offering a PhD. However, there is no difference as far as FPM or a PhD program is concerned. So you could be FPM, you still can write PhD after your name. You could still, of course, will write a doctor before your name. So all that is same for PhD and FPM. It's just a technical thing about institution versus a university.
Thank you, Professor. I think we should wait for at least 2-4 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Yes. Any other questions or any doubts you have in your mind, you can please ask us. We are all here to help you all.
Yes, I think we have another question. So the person is asking whether there is any executive FPM program or not.
No, we don't have.
Next question is on the percentage limit for plagiarism in research proposal. What is the limit for plagiarism?
So we expect that the plagiarism should be zero. There shouldn't be any plagiarism, but we understand that there will be certain similarities in documents. So that is kind of capped at 10%. We will not worry much about a 10% plagiarism.
Yes, sir. Next question we have is on whether the scholar is allowed to change the specialization once after joining the program.
You see, I think we do not have this provision that because the scholars are taken into different academic discipline of the institute. So you are going into marketing. However, there is always a possibility of a candidate getting into interdisciplinary research. It's possible that a candidate could be working with a thesis advisor which is not from his area. So all that is a possibility, but the student will still be part of that particular area.
Next question we have is on the person is asking whether how will I sustain myself for 4 to 5 years if I have a family, basically about accommodation.
Yeah, so that is I mean that this question possibly can't be answered because that answer has to be given by the person who has asked this question. Because see, this is a personal choice. I mean, we cannot really say this. No, you should do it or you should not do it. That's not fair from our part to say. Yeah, but we understand. I mean, if you have family pressure or something like that, this could be a difficult thing to do. We understand that.
Next question is on basically PhD. So the person is asking, is PhD only valuable if you want to go into teaching as a career?
Is that a question? I mean,
I think he's referring to FPM maybe.
no, but what is the question? That is PhD valuable only if people want to go to teaching or something like that?
Only valuable if you want to go into teaching as a career.
Okay, so what is the question? So is it only valuable for
Yes.
teaching career? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So no, it's not actually. So there are people who have done their PhD and they are not working in academia. So yes, getting into a doctoral program certainly makes you more academic oriented. That is true. But at the same time, because of the research skill set that you develop, you may think that maybe I don't want to be a management professor. I want to be working with some consultant or have my own consultancy or have your own training firm. So all that you can do with a PhD in management. So it's not necessary that everybody who does a PhD in management must become a management professor. It's not true. In fact, you could even work in industry. There are, say, for example, people who are working in HR area, let's say, they could finish their PhD and possibly get into a learning and development department of a large corporation. So that's a possibility. Or could be working with research firms. Yeah, so I can say that there are many research companies who employ PhDs to help them with their research projects. So there are different ways that one can make use of their PhD program.
Thank you, sir. I think we can wait for a few minutes.
Yes,
Then
yes,
maybe we'll
please.
close.
Yeah.
Please ask questions in case you still have any doubts. Any other questions? Anything, any clarifications you want? Any doubts you have? Please ask.
I think we don't have any questions. I think we can
All right.
maybe close.
Okay.
Let's wait for one more minute and let's see.
All right, we have another question. So the person is asking, during the FPM program, can we apply for research associate, and would it be helpful?
Oh, so I think that's a very good question that we possibly missed when we were talking about it. So when I was telling the participants about the structure, so you don't have to really apply for anywhere for a research associate, because you would be working as a research associate once you are in your thesis stage. So there are two assistantship that will be available to you. Once, during the coursework in your second year, you could be working as teaching assistant with some of the professors. It's completely you, it's your choice whom you want to work with. And as you move to thesis stage, you could work as a research assistant with the professor that you're going to work with. Now, in other programs, I know where this question is coming from, that as a doctoral student, can I become a research associate in some other place? So here, if you appreciate that the research assistantship or teaching assistantship, along with the monthly stipend that you get, which is quite substantial, right, doesn't need you to, require you to look outside. So everything is here, and till the time you finish your FPM, you could be focused here. So all resources in terms of money, support, and everything is available.
All right, thank you, sir. So the question about the research associate was the person is asking whether I can apply in IMT as well, IMT itself as a research associate.
Well, not in this program, but as a to apply as a research associate.
Simultaneously as a FPM program as well.
No,
FPM.
that is research associate is a different position that has nothing to do with the doctoral program. So if somebody wants to become a research associate here, that's a different track altogether, and a doctoral program is completely different. Yeah.
Just to add on this, if you are a keen researcher and you really want to do research, the moment you join the program, you can identify the faculty with whom you would like to do research. And if you have any topic, you can discuss. And I'm sure faculty members at IMT will be happy to help you. So you can start your journey itself in the first year if you really want to start doing that. So that's totally up to you. Any other questions?
No.
Please ask questions. This is your time. Any doubts you have, you can ask us.
All right, looks like there are no questions.
Sorry?
Are there any questions now with you?
No, sir. I think that was the last question.
Okay.
So since there's no more question, I think we can wind up then.
Yeah, it's almost
It's almost time also. Yeah, it's almost an hour now.
Yeah.
So, Shubham, do we have any other questions?
No. That was the last one.
Okay. So, so what do we do then? Then we can wind off.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for your time and joining us. And you still have any questions or queries, you can always talk to our admissions office. They'll be happy to help you out. And the scholars are also here. They'll also help you out. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks all of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.